Namaste everyone.
Hi.
How are you all? Okay. Namaste Varuda ji. Is your first time in alignment class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Gujarat, Nadiad.
Okay. So tell me about yourself. That how much experience that you have got in yoga, and if you have any injuries, so please let me know.
No, I don't have any medical condition or any disease
Mm-hmm.
as such. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been practicing yoga on and off for past 2 years now. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a physical therapist. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know and get to study the yoga in detail. And that's the reason I have opted for a 200-hour credit hour course.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Then let's begin today's session. Sit in any comfortable pose, everyone. Adopt any mudra that you prefer for yourself. Keep your spine straight, nice and long. Take a deep breath in and then long exhale out. Inhale and then exhale. Let's begin today's session with 3 Om together. Inhale. Now join your hands together in front of your heart center. Bow your head down. Pray to the God for today's practice, for today's energy. Open your eyes while blinking. And namaste to everyone. So today we're gonna talk to you about the triangle pose or Trikonasana. Yes. So today we're gonna talk to you about the triangle pose or Trikonasana that we have in Hatha Yoga 2 and Ashtanga Vinyasa 2. Okay. So how many of you know about the triangle pose? Just raise your hand. Okay, all three know. Okay, so in the triangle pose, we're gonna go over to the common approaches, that how we are going to enter into the posture and how we are going to exit. Okay, so that will be different person to person. If you are intermediate or beginner, that will be different. If you are sorry, if you are beginner, that will be different to get there. And if you are intermediate, that will be different approach to get into their posture. Okay, the main purpose of the triangle pose is to get the stretch on your sideways, and that is going to find the stability in your hip joint and your legs together. Okay, so let me see how do you do triangle pose. If there is any mistake, then I will tell you. Okay. Yeah, so this is your triangle pose. And what are the tendency of your legs in this pose? How they rotate? Do they rotate inward or outward? What do you feel like? In the triangle pose, how your legs rotate. Do they rotate in or out?
Out.
Outwards.
Yeah, so both legs are supposed to rotate outward. Okay, but the maximum we will rotate our back leg outward, but the front leg that will be into the neutral position. All right. So we have got extension of our hip in this pose. When you're bending forward, that is your flexion of your hips. When you're doing back bend, there is an extension of your hip. And when you're doing lateral bending, at the time your hips are into the neutral position, but we consider this as a extension of your hip joint. All right. And your front leg that should be like straight forward, right ahead, and your back leg that should turn inward. I mean back foot only. Okay, the back wheel that will turn inward, and you will start to rotate from the upper leg and lower leg. All right. So as we have already discussed before that we have got stability in our knee joint. If we are turning our back foot inward, like into 45-degree or 30 to 45-degree angle in, that means your lower leg, the tendency of your lower leg is to rotate inward because your lower leg, because your foot is turned inward, like your foot and your lower leg, they both are connected to each other. Your lower leg that will also rotate to that same angle as we have got in the foot. Okay, if your foot rotates in into 45-degree angle, then your lower leg that will also rotate in into 45-degree angle. Okay, if your lower leg is rotating 45-degree angle, that means your upper leg is also supposed to rotate inward into 45-degree angle. Okay, if see, if your lower leg is rotated inward 45-degree angle, foot is rotated for 45-degree angle, ultimately that will influence your other leg, I mean your upper leg. Okay, but in the upper leg, that movement, that rotation, that directly come from your hip joint. Okay, so that may be differ from there. Okay, so you can easily rotate your upper leg more outward, like more than 45-degree angle in or out, but we have to make both of them similar, like the upper leg angle and lower leg angle, they both should be equal, right? That is then we can have that maximum extension and we will not get any injury or any twisting in our knee joint. So as we have got stability in our knee joint, so there should be no twisting required. In the stability joint, we have only two actions, flexion and extension. All right. So let's suppose if you're twisting your knee joint like this, that means you're hurting on your knee and your ligament will start to hurt. Okay, because we have stability, you can easily extend, you can easily flex, but you cannot twist or you cannot make a circle. If you find me making circle in this pose, like I can make circle with my leg, but that circle is not directly coming from my knee joint, that is coming from my hip joint or from my pelvic girdle. All right, so I cannot say I can make circle from my knee joint or I can make circle from my like from my knee joint. Okay, so that circle can be made from your hip joint, so don't feel like that you are making circle from your knee joint. Okay, so it should be stable, there should be only extension and flexion. Okay, and your front leg that will be neutral, that will be in the neutral position. And what actually likes to happen in this pose, your front leg, your front femur bone that gets in your pelvic girdle. Okay, you just need to create any space in your pelvic girdle, then you need to tilt or hinge forward or hinge to the lateral side from the pelvic girdle. Okay, so now we're going to talk to you about that common approaches, how we're going to get there. Okay, just look at me here. So in this pose, your back leg that will turn slightly inward, right? It won't be rotated outward. It should be turned slightly inward. Okay, and your front heel and back heel, they should be in one line. Either you can keep them in one line or your front heel or back inner arch of your foot, that will be in one line. Okay, for those who is like very advanced or intermediate in this pose, they can keep their front heel and back inner arch of the foot like this, back center back inner arch of your foot in line. They can do if you are intermediate or advanced, but if you are a beginner, you have to keep your heel in one line. This will bring more consciousness and more stability in your triangle pose. All right. So from here, let's talk about the first approach, how we are going to get for the beginner. See, for the beginners, we expect you don't have enough flexibility. You cannot easily get down or grab your toes like this. But in the alignment, person to person, the posture will change and the benefit will also get changed. So for the beginners, how we are going to get there? We are going to just tilt forward from the hip joint and we will get down like this. No need to get down from a hip joint. Okay, you just need to grab your knee or take your left hand over the head and start to feel that stretch over here on your sideways. Okay, this will bring more consciousness once you become flexible from here. Once you become flexible from your IT band, that is your outer hip, that is then you can easily get down. For the beginner, we are going to consider this stretch in the beginning. Okay, we'll bring that all priority to our outer side of our hip and the sideways. Okay, and for those who has been practicing yoga for long time, for them you just need to keep your hips square and then bend down to grab your big toe. First grab your big toe, after that open up your arm like this. My hip is not rotated outward, my back leg is not rotated out, that is rotating inward, and my hips are square. From here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to push my front heel on my mat and then elevate high. First elevate high from your hand and then push your hip forward. See, this is the internal rotation. The moment when you elevate high from the chest, you have to push your hip forward and press your back heel on your mat, and then get your both hips in one line. They should not be tilted. They should be even together like this. Okay, and your right hand, whichever hand is at the bottom, that should not take any support. This is only for the slide support so that you can find the balance only. Okay, so you don't need to push your hand on your ankle. If you have block, then you can use the block. Block is better option to push against the wall, sorry, against the floor. Okay, just take the support of the wall, sorry, take the support of the brick and then push that brick with your hand so that you will get the elevation. You can sustain this elevation right there in this triangle pose. After that, you have to rotate your back hip outward, but not foot outward. Only your hip is rotating outward. Then you will get your both hips even. Okay, this should not be tilted like this. It should be even and pressed down. Now you will have that nice extension on your entire side of the waist. Okay, and one more thing, this is the important thing. You don't need to just hang there. You need to be elevated and you need to keep your sideways, and this sideways parallel to each other. And turning your head up and holding there, looking at your palm. And this is going to bring strength on your neck, in your front leg, and in your arms too. Okay, so these were two common approaches to get there in this triangle pose. Okay, now let's do one by one and look at each other. Yes, Catherine, you do first.
Both versions or just one?
Both approaches you have to do. The first approach, where are you feeling? In the second approach, where are you feeling that extension? So in the first approach, we don't need to get deeper into the posture. We just need to lateral bend from our hip joint, and we will have that stretch over here on the sideways and on our hip joint. Right? Are you having that?
Yes.
Yeah, you are already flexible. Then maybe you won't feel that much stretch right there in your sideways. Okay, but this approach is for the beginners. And if we are talking about the second approach, how we are going to get there? First, keeping your hips square towards your front leg. Very nice. And then place your palm on your left ankle. Yes, don't grab your big toe. Now from there, press your palm against the ankle so that you will get that elevation from the floor. Okay, and then taking your other arm over the head, right hand stacked over your left hand. Very nice. And keep elevating high and rotate your back hip outward. Rotate your back hip outward and feel that extension on your hip joint. Make sure your hips are even. You're not tilting your hips forward. The hips are even and you're pressing your back heel and your front heel together. Keep pressing your front heel down so that you will feel that stretch on your front back of your knee. Yes. And keep elevating high, pull up high, and then come back. Come back to the center. Do it from the other side. Do it from the other side here. Yeah. Go far forward, then this was your first approach. Just feel the difference if you are directly going there into that posture, and when you're keeping your hips square, then you are opening your hip out. There you'll be more engaged, but if you're directly getting into the posture, hinging from your hip, then you won't have any engagement in your pelvic girdle. Okay? Just feel the difference. Now hips are square, press your front heel and create this space in your pelvic girdle, and then open up your back hip out. Yes. And then reaching your other arm over the head, stacking your other shoulder. Very nice. Keep elevating high, engaging from the sideways. Press your back heel down. Press from the outer edge of your back foot. Very nice. And then hold there for 5 Ujjayi breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Inhale again, back to the center. Good job. So, Catherine, did you find any difference?
Between the first and the second approach.
Yeah, the first and the second.
Yes.
What did you feel? See, the alignment that will be changed when you practice. Okay. So the more you feel, the more you hold into the posture, the more you will understand how your legs are rotating or what should be the correct position of the posture. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Just keep on saying.
Yes. It was easier to bring the hips in line in the first approach. That's it.
Okay. Okay, then Heidi, would you like to give it a try? Yes. Now you are having that nice extension on your sideways, but your pelvic girdle is not moved out. Okay, that was already open from the beginning. But now, when you keeping your hips square, now keep your hips square. Hold on your big toe. Yes. Now your hips are square. Then elevate high from the chest, and then open your hip out. Yes. And keep elevating high. Pull up high through your chest, up, upward, upward, more high, more high. Do not hold or do not hang there. Just engage your arms and keeping your sideways parallel to each other. Very nice. Breathe in there, inhale, and then push your front hip forward. Your front hip, your front leg, push your front hip forward. I mean forward towards this side. Yes, and then open high. Now inhale back to the center. Do it on the other side too. So this is your first approach. Now keep your hips square. Yes. Now your hips are square. Now open up your hips out. Open your hips out. Open out. It's not open. It's not open. You just need to elevate high and then push your front heel on your mat. It's not open. Okay, now release. Release. Back sliding. Now look at me here. What I was talking about. Can you look at my buds? Okay. So what you have to do, this was your first approach. In this, your both hips are even, right? But in the second approach, your hips were square. Now you cannot see my other hip, right? Now what you need to do is, you need to just show up your back hip like this. First grab your big toe and then elevate your left arm up. Now from here, elevate your shoulder. Elevate your right shoulder and then pull up high, pull up high, pull up high, and then show off your left hip. Okay, so this was your, now your hips are square. After this, you're gonna open up from your back hip. Now your both hips are even. You're not hinging forward. So that's what we need to do in this second approach. So try to go with this. Just open up from your back hip. Very nice. Elevate high, more high. First, create the space in your pelvic girdle and then elevate high. Just open more out. Press your back heel on your mat. Elevate more high from your abdomen. Yes. So that's how we are going to do. Inhale, release back. Okay, so this is going to increase the mobility of your hip joint. Okay, this is just not only stretching your muscle. This is also increasing the mobility of your hip joint. That is why we are going for this second approach. Okay, now Vrunda ji, kariye. See, and one more thing, your distance between your both legs, that will be one leg distance apart. Yes. Turn your one leg out, other leg in, and open up high. So this is your first approach. In this, you're just having nice extension on your side way. Now we'll go with that second approach. Grab a big toe and then open your hip out, press your front leg, open. Can you feel that your hip is opening? Very nice. Then push your front leg more on your mat and then create the space. Elevate your hips high and then rotate. That is, then you can rotate. Otherwise, if you're not pushing your front heel on your mat, then you cannot rotate because there is no space. All right. Now come back to the center. Let's do it on the other side. Turn your left foot out, right foot in, get down, and then stretch. Neck engaged. Your neck is losing. Neck engaged. Look at your palm. Good job. And now second approach. Hips square. Now open your hip out. Yes, now getting down, getting back. See, what is the common mistake that we do in this triangle pose is that when we are lateral bending, we open our hands like this. We don't require twisting in this pose. We just need to extend. We have to elevate your chest or extend our spine forward to one side, like left side or right side, as per its requirement.
Can I try it once again so that you can show it to me?
Yeah, I can show.
Okay.
Yeah, keep your both hands straight and then pull your lower belly in. Pull your lower belly in. That is when you can engage your abdomen. Yes.
Okay.
And it's fine, but elevate high.
From the
You're
hip?
like bending down like this. You're making arc on your sideways. It should
Okay,
be elevated and straight.
okay.
Now back to the center. Yeah, now get back. Vrundaji. Vrundaji, what you are doing actually, you are bending directly from your thoracic region. You're not bending from your pelvic girdle.
Hmm.
Okay, hinge from here. Okay, so what you are doing, see here, you are doing like this. Okay, you're doing like this. You're not elevating high like this. So this is the elevation of the chest. This is the lateral bending only. Okay, you're doing like this, but you need what you need to do. You need to place it here and then push it just forward to the left
Okay.
side. Okay, not forward here. You have to elevate high towards your head and then elevate high, push your back hip, elevate high like this, not like this. Okay, pull up high and extend and look at your palm.
Can extreme of hamstring tightness be the reason for not being able to do this? Because when I'm doing this, it feels like the immense stretch when I'm doing, going for the second procedure. So could that be one of the reasons for
Yeah,
it?
that could be the reason that you're not able to get there.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the beginning, you just need to go with the first approach. Basically, we usually go with the first approach, but second approach that you can apply when you're just when you are on the practice. Okay. So if you have block, then use the block. Okay. The any prop that can help you out. If you have block, how it's going to help us out? See, if you don't have flexibility on your back leg or front leg, how it's going to help us out? You can use the block in front right here and then push the block. Now you will bring more information in your hands. You will be more stable. If you're going to get down and if you are in the air doing anything that you are getting that information, you need to touch something to bring awareness in your body, right? So that support is going to be taken from the block. Okay, so press that block on your mat or press that block with your hand and then elevate your other arm up and then reach up high like this. Okay, so this will give you like nice extension directly into that particular region where you are looking for that stretch. Okay, so this stretch will directly come here on your sideways, and that stretch also comes on your front leg, front back of your knee, and your back outer hip on your IT band. Okay, so the both side you will have that stretch. And if you want to see the better alignment of the triangle pose, you can always take the support of the wall. Just take a 1 feet gap from the wall and touch your both hips against the wall like this. Okay, make sure your both hips are touched and you adjust your block against the wall so that you can push your both hip against the wall. Okay, now turn your back foot in. Now go far forward towards your left hand, stretch, 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 and then bend forward and then lateral bend. See, in this, our hips are completely even. Our hips are completely touched against the wall. That is why I cannot get more down, more deeper into the posture, right? So what else you can do? You can use the block. I have got the uh, I have got the support from the floor. Then I can elevate high easily. Okay, if you don't have support against the wall, you can always use the block so that you will push and then elevate high, because elevation is very important in each and every posture. You don't need to just hang there, you need to elevate so that you will be more engaged. Okay, this engagement, where it comes from your upper region, not from a lower region. Whether you engage this or not, that does not matter, but you have to engage this part. Once you engage this part, automatically this part will start to lengthen. Okay, so this part does not play major role, but this part plays major role. Once you engage this part, automatically this will engage or this will lengthen. But if you're trying to engage this part, it will start to extend. Now go against the wall. Yes. Catherine, do you have something to push? Your hand? Yes. Push that block and then elevate high, pull up high. Do not just hang there. In that hanging, you will have only extension. You won't feel that any engagement. Now on the other side, turn your left foot out, right foot in. Now first go far forward. Go far forward towards your right hand. Keep extending your right arm out. First go far forward. Just keep stretching, and then lateral bend. Place your hand wherever is possible, and then take your other arm up over the head, and then hold there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now inhale back to the center. Now release down, release your hand, shake your legs, shake your thighs. Okay, so do you have any question about this triangle pose?
So should you always keep your bottom hand elevated off the floor with something, either your ankle or a block,
Yeah.
or should you sort of aim to put it on the floor and still elevate away from that, or?
Yeah. First, put your hand on the floor and then elevate high so that you
Okay.
can push. Once you
Okay,
push,
so
then you can elevate. If
so
that
if
is
you're
not
flexible
possible,
enough and can go down, then
yes,
okay.
yes. So you just need to go down and flex your sideways. You
And
need
make sure
to
that
keep
you're
that straight and
okay.
keeping your both sideways parallel to each other.
Mhm.
If your hands are up in the air, at that time you're just hanging into there and
Mhm.
you are just contracting this part. Actually, you're not aware of it. You are contracting this part. If you're contracting, it will be like this, but
Mhm.
you're just hanging here. So this is not contracted. You're just holding there into your joint. Okay, so that is why we need something to push and elevate high.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
or if you are enough flexible, if you can place your hand on your mat and
Yeah.
then push down, this is also
Mhm.
nice.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you cannot push, then you need to use the block. Okay,
Okay.
Catherine. Okay, so any other question that you want to ask about this?
Um,
Did you feel any difference that you used to before and now? See the alignment that will be different, that will be taught differently from the other teachers. So you just need to understand what is your main purpose.
Mhm.
Okay, if you're just looking for the stretch, you can easily find the stretch in the into this pose too. Like you're stretching and you're extending your arm like this. Even your
Mhm.
foot is not turned out. Here we are also having that stretch, but it's just coming over here. But in the triangle pose, you're getting that all extension over here, here, on your back hip, front leg, everywhere around. Okay. So you should know the purpose of the posture and how much stretch that we can have from there. Okay. Any other question that you may have got?
Don't think so.
Okay, so do you know the adjustment of this pose, like how we are going to adjust? Or if somebody want to go more deep, or like if somebody want to have more stretch on this pose, how they are going to have?
Would you just put your hand on the floor and elevate from there so that you've got more of a stretch?
And let's suppose as I did right here that pose. So what other person is gonna do? He's gonna keep one leg on his hip, okay, and then
Okay.
one leg over here on his hip, so that he will get more extension on his hip joint. Okay, and what else you can do? You can push his or her hip against the floor, against the wall, and then push her shoulder too, so that she won't fall down. She will be elevated and hold. Are you getting me what I mean? Varundaji, did you get me?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you can adjust in this triangle pose or trikonasana. Okay, the distance between your both legs, how it should be.
One leg length.
One leg,
Is that about
about
3
one leg
feet?
distance. 3 or 3.5 feet. People they usually 3 and 4 feet apart, but 1 leg distance is fine. Okay, if you are tall, then you can take 1 leg distance apart. If you are short, then you can take. We cannot say 3 or 4 feet apart, but according to the length of your leg. Okay, then see one more thing. We are not supposed to do this triangle pose if somebody has scoliosis. Okay, somebody has scoliosis. What is scoliosis?
The spine goes like
That
that.
that S shape in your spine, that is your scoliosis. When one shoulder is uplifted, another shoulder is dropped down. This is your scoliosis. Let's suppose I have got scoliosis. That scoliosis that will be there in my left side, because this shoulder is lifted. So my curvature of my spine, that is moved, that is dominated to the left side. Okay, that curve is dominant to the left side. So what's that mean? If I'm doing that triangle pose this side, so this curvature is going to be
Expanded.
more high, and that will what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do the triangle pose in this side, so that this curvature will come to the center, or that will come back to the center. And in the scoliosis, let's suppose you are doing triangle pose for the scoliosis people in this side. But what we usually do, we twist our spine like this, right? Take our other hand up, and we do not get aware of, like, are our hands, are they in one line or are they twisted? We don't know about it. So make sure you're not twisting in the triangle pose. If you have scoliosis, so avoid this if you're doing twisting. If you know lengthening your spine, then lengthen. If you don't know that you're lengthening your spine or not, then you're not supposed to do the triangle pose. Okay? So that will be helped in that way. And who else is not supposed to do the triangle pose? Who has got herniated slip disc? Because in this we are lengthening our spine, we are twisting our spine. Somewhere we are also twisting, because people are not aware of, are they lengthening or are they twisting, right? So in the triangle pose, we are, because we are extending our spine, and slight twisting is also there if people are not aware. So if you have slip disc, then we are not supposed to do any forward bend or any twisting part or any extension of our spine. Okay, so in this we are extending our spine, we are creating space in the vertebra. So this is not good for your spine if you have got slip disc. Okay, so for those who have slip disc, they are also not supposed to do it. But if you have props, if you have blocks, that is, then you are doing it, then it will give you strength. But if you're not aware of it, then it may make the worst condition. Okay.
Mhm.
And who else cannot do this? If somebody has
Anyone with shifted pelvis or pelvic tilts.
anterior pelvic, they can try this because they have got anterior pelvic tilt. So in order to make this posterior, you can easily do this.
Yes.
For those, it's good because we have got extension on our hip joint in this pose. And we are also having the stretch over here in our hip flexors too. Okay, so this is good for those who have anterior pelvic tilt. In the anterior pelvic tilt, what happens? The hip flexors they get tight, so that is why our hip that will start to tilt forward.
Mhm.
If you have major issue in your knee joint, then again you are supposed to avoid this because a lot of body weight that comes directly on your front leg. And if you have hyperextended knees, again you have to be more careful. You have to be engaged. You have to slightly bend your leg so that that will be more stable and you won't get to the injury. So what are the benefits of the posture?
Opening the chest.
Opening the chest,
Lengthens the spine.
Mhm.
then the spine,
And then good for the back of the thigh and lower limb muscle stretching.
Mhm.
so these are all the that
Stretching the latissimus dorsi and the side muscle.
mhm. So that also helps us out to losing the fat. Okay. Okay, then let's finish today's session. Sit in any comfortable pose. Close your eyes. Now we will chant one Om followed by three Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Om. Shanti. 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 Join your hands together in front of the heart center. Bow your head down and then open your eyes while blinking. And namaste to everyone. You can enjoy your day, enjoy your evening. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.